Well. How are we, my friend? Welcome back to
Pretty
100,
good.
101 First Dates for episode 2. Episode 2?
Yep, episode 2.
Yeah.
Let's scout one of them. It's got too juicy.
Honestly, I think we need like a panel that we like vet our episodes before we post them. Because, there's got to be some that really come back to bite us in the ass. I hear you might have already had a few people worried that they might be involved.
Yeah. So I just had the realization after some people messaged me that people actually hear the stories that I'm saying. So I had some concerned girls message me saying, "Oh, I hear you have a dating podcast," and we're a bit concerned that some of the stories we would end on it.
Yeah, see, I think you could avoid getting on this show, but like by not being a bad date, but then also not being a really good date. So like it's a fine line. If you're just dishing up a mediocre date, like you're probably safe. Like you're not going to be on. So.
Exactly, and that's what I told them.
Yeah. So I had, well, obviously, like I'm a bit concerned that maybe having a dating podcast might be an ick. Do you think that might be the case?
I can see how if you mention that to a girl before going on a date, that they might be a little concerned about it. And it may attract the wrong kind of girl who want the publicity.
Wants the clout.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is that the wrong type of girl? I don't know. I think we've got different tastes. But one thing we can agree on is that our new segment, the Weekly Ick, is definitely my favorite. And it's probably going to get a fair work. After all, girls have like hundreds of icks for guys. So this is sort of like our way of not necessarily, maybe fighting back a little bit. But at the same time, most of my icks are just universal. Like, doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl. If you do these things, I'm off you.
Yeah. Same with me. And so this week we've kind of got a bit of a theme. It's shopping centers.
Very unintentional
things people do in the shopping centers.
Yeah, my biggest one, I noticed it the other day because I was trying to find a shop in like a 5-story shopping center. I was like, geez, this is hard. I've been looking for like 20 minutes now, and I was like, I refuse to use the shopping center map. I think that is such an ick. I think if you're 50, you can use it. That's fine. I think there's an age limit where it goes from an ick to not an ick. But I'm in that category where it's definitely an ick.
Oh, definitely. I'm someone who's used the maps before, and sometimes it is so handy.
Handy.
Go this way, go down. But these days, I just use my phone, and I see where the thing is on the phone, and I'm like, okay, it's roughly this way. I have no idea which floor, whether it's accurate, whether my GPS is being detected correctly. And I just wander around. Probably adds like an extra 10 minutes to find the store.
Easily.
But you can't be seen you using the
I hate it because it is very practical and it's there for a reason. It does the job, but I just can't. I can't do it because it's an ick.
Yeah, we're living in 2024. Have that on our phones. Why is it on this big screen where everyone's looking at you? And worse, sometimes someone waits for you to use it. So there's a line, and then you're stressed because this person's behind you.
Wait. You're not waiting in a line to use this machine, are you? That is a different. No,
I've never waited. But I've had people wait behind me. And I'm like,
how many shops?
Stressful.
Check it.
Then you got to clear it because you're like, I don't want that. Go on my shop afterwards.
True, you do have to clear it. Yeah, you can't let them know where you're going.
Yes. So my weekly ick is people who stand on an escalator. It drives me crazy. Like, I don't understand. Walking is the easiest thing in the world. You learn it when you're like 2 years old. Well, young guys, I don't know, ages, one maybe. But like to me, my back gets sore standing still than it does walking. Like it doesn't like. Why can't you just walk? You're doing that all the time. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I guess have you been on a date where that's been an issue where you've both like gone to get on the escalator and you've gone to walk and she's just stood there?
Yes. And she was like trying to talk to me, and I was like, let's keep it moving.
How are you talking to me from all the way back there? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's even
I
less
do
steps.
find if you start walking, yeah, if you start walking, they'll follow you,
They have to.
whether on a date or in general.
That'd be the awkwardest thing. You're just like on a
A lot
date.
of times people want to walk, but it's kind of this like, oh, do they want to stop? And it's kind of this whole thing. If you see someone needs to take charge, right? No, this escalator we're walking on it.
Yeah, you can stop on it if there's someone already stopped in front of you. I'm not a big fan of overtaking someone.
Oh, I love overtaking. There'll be some like old lady with like 5 bags struggling on the corner. I've bumped past it, overtake.
Mate, you would have loved England because they're like religious with getting onto the left-hand side. So it's so easy just to shoot your way up there. But Australia, it's freaking fair game.
Oh.
Everyone's everywhere.
Yeah. I just stand like 30 centimeters behind them passive aggressively.
Just on the next step, right behind them. Just
Yeah. I'll try and get one of my feet on the same step as them.
Yeah, well, I guess the theme of walking has a little bit to do with my first date. So obviously you had your first date last week, and my turn to unload one of my first dates. And it wasn't a good one. It certainly didn't start off well. She was very wanted me there on time, like made it clear, and everybody that knows me knows that that's not me. I ain't built for time. So sure enough, rocked up a little bit late. I think it was like 5 minutes late, and like mind you, communicated that I was going to be late. And then
how far in advance?
Like 15. So like
exactly.
I just left home knowing I was
she'd already left, so she couldn't change.
No,
but 5 minutes is fine. 5 minutes.
5 minutes is fine. 5 minutes is fine. Yeah. And then that's basically as soon as I get there, she's like, "All right, come over here." And I was like, "What?" So I go over to the side, and then she's just into me. She's just like, I told you I didn't like, being late and all this, and I was like, "Geez, all right, sorry." And then I like it was honestly like she was about to go home, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "We're here now. Let's just give this a go." And like, we're playing. I think we're 10-pin bowling and having a few drinks. So like, a bit of a B grade sort of date scenario, but also an activity. Bit of I've committed to bowling. I want to bowl, and so sure enough, get into it, and then we're having fun. We're actually having fun. She's not too bad, and I'm getting a little stressed because I'm thinking I might lose. But thankfully, she collapsed near the end and managed to get the win. Because that would probably be an ick if a chick beat me at 10-pin bowling. That would be a bit.
How close was it?
I think I won by like 15, 20 in the end. So comfortable enough. It didn't come down to the last roll, which would have been a bit scary. And then after we did that, we're like, all right, let's go have a couple of drinks. So this is like, we got the QR codes. It's like post-COVID. So we're like QR coding orders of drinks. And then I sort of made a comment. It was like, I was trying to compliment her. I was like, look, if I didn't find you attractive, like we wouldn't be here on this date sort of thing. At that, oh boy. Right. So I'm like scanning the QR code. I'm holding my phone up, scanning the QR code to order another round. And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "What?" she's like, "I don't know. I find that offensive." And I was like, "What? I'm complimenting you. I find you attractive."
To be fair, it's kind of a weird compliment, backhanded thing.
What's not backhand?
It's basically saying your personality sucks.
No, it's
but
not.
You're attractive. That's how it come across.
Look, I can understand. You can take it the wrong way, but you are aware.
What's the way you wanted her to take it?
Well, physical attraction.
What's the way you wanted her? Why would you say it? What was the point you're trying?
I was trying to say she's attractive. Like that was the point of it. I was like, I think you're attractive.
Say that.
and then so like I put my phone down after she sort of like loses it a little bit, and she's like, "Oh no, it's fine, we can get another drink." And I was like, This is my round. I'm starting a new round here, and I'm like, I know there's not going to be another one after there. I'm not getting my money back. Pints in Melbourne are expensive, so I'm just like, nah. I think we're done here. So I just sort of get up and say goodbye politely, and then walk off, walk home. Walk straight up the escalator. Actually, there was an escalator. Walk straight up that bad boy. Got out of there.
She dodged a bullet hard. This guy, do you want to hear it from her perspective?
Oh, shit. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
She sets a boundary about the expectations of things she likes, and the first thing the guy does is come late, break that boundary. The second thing is, rather than being polite and letting her win in bowling, he
Smoked her.
destroys her, brags to her about it.
Oh, I never
You
said
didn't
that.
add that. You didn't say it. You didn't have to.
She felt it.
And then he goes to buy you a drink because he's a man, and if he buys a drink, he owns you.
That is not. What the hell?
I'm just a perspective. I'm just a messenger. And then he makes a comment saying, if you were a little bit fatter, I wouldn't be on a date with you.
Oh my god. Wow.
And you're lucky your personality is just average, because otherwise I'd be leaving.
Well, sure enough. Yeah, that personality must have been below average because I still ended up leaving.
But you win some, you lose some, I guess, and she won.
She won. I won. I didn't buy the last round. I didn't waste $25.
I would
Should be
love to
more than
hear
that.
her perspective on that story. The one she tells her friends.
That's true. And of course, as soon as that happens, you know, like you never bump into anyone in Melbourne. And then because that happened, of course, I bumped into it freaking a couple of times since. And I'm just like, oh.
That just gave me an idea for a potential segment. Maybe the
It shouldn't
viewers
have.
can
It
give some
definitely shouldn't
feedback.
have.
Is from one of our date stories, because there's going to be a few over the pod, we could potentially get that person on, maybe on the same episode, maybe a later episode, of their perspective of that date, their point of view of the date, and see if any
love
things
this.
don't line up.
I don't love this. we're gonna end up in our own shit anyway. It's gonna end up.
But drama's good for growth.
It's good. It's good pod. Good
We're
pod.
gonna start beefing with someone. They'll start their own podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's my story anyway.
Yeah. So the segment we're wanting to continue on with is the movie first dates. Are they realistic?
Wait.
Would they work?
You gotta do an online date. You want to work. You want to discuss.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Don't try to
I'll
get
just
out
skip
of
that
that one.
So this happened a little while ago, year or something. A while ago, I matched with a girl on Hinge.
Just
we were
quick
speaking
round of
about-
applause.
Doesn't happen very often. No. So we're speaking about catching up with her in person, going to her house and stuff. And we're chatting, a bit funny, nothing too crazy. And then she asked to call her. And I'm not a huge fan of calling.
For anyone that knows Darcy, he's got a lot of social anxiety and answering phones.
Yeah.
Even as a kid,
Yeah.
you never ever rang the fish and chip shop when we had to order them. Never. You would be running away doing something.
Everyone who's called the fish and chip shop knows it's goddamn right.
Stressful business.
Yeah. And so I was watching a TV show. I was watching the finale of a TV show. So I was like, why can't we just text and stuff? Well, this is what I said. I have the screenshots because things got a little out of hand. So I had to save this for the interaction. So the first message is from me. I'm not a huge calling person, at least until I've met someone. And then she said, I won't meet someone, let alone have them over unless there's a call. And so I'd started typing like, oh, that's a fair enough point. Okay, I'll call you. But then I saw her the dots, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll
I feel
let
like
her send
whenever you
another
see the
message.
dot, you're just curious. You're like, what are they cooking?
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Then she says, women's safety is far more important than I'm not a huge calling person. And that I was like, that annoys me. It's a bit condescending, but I can understand it. But then she says, "Oh, you lol."
Poor.
That just
lol.
triggered me. And I'd mentally checked that. Okay, I don't want to see this person anymore. That had given me the ick. So then I said, I was about to say, sure, let's do a call since I heard your reason. But wow, you reacted negatively. The poor you lol just triggered me a little bit.
Oof.
And
Poor kid,
then
lol.
we get into it. I knew this would annoy her. That's why I said it.
Well, I think
I
after
wasn't
she
keen on
said
catching up.
"poor you, lol," I think you're allowed one lashback.
Yeah. And
You're
so
allowed-
Paula says
you're allowed a
you're
license.
reacting negatively, which it kind of is.
Very
I just said I didn't want to
condescending.
call. Yeah, like
Yeah.
some people have boundaries with that. If she
Mm.
said, "Okay, you don't want to call, we can meet somewhere else."
Yeah,
whatever.
like
I'm
maybe you're
yeah.
at your girlfriend's house or something, or at your wife's house, and like you couldn't call her.
Exactly. I don't want my wife hearing me. It's disrespectful. So the next message is she says, "Oh wow, what a manipulative response." Okay, how was I manipulating her? Do you usually speak to women this way who state a basic call for their safety? Okay. But then she quoted, "But wow, you reacted negatively. Very gaslighting, young man." And no, you weren't about to say, "Let's do a call." I was mid-typing, literally. Bunch of laugh emojis. Your response is a typical 101. Shout out to 101 First Dates. 101 of male's response to women asserting boundaries. It's just banter. Take a joke.
Wait, is that
My
what she
boundary
said?
was not wanting to do a call. Yeah. In all honesty, though, the world needs better people and better men, unlike those being manipulative over.
She's still going at you.
A woman needed a call. This doesn't make sense. Oh, needing, I guess you meant to say. Needing a call so we don't get raped.
Yeah,
Do better and don't speak like that to a woman again.
Can you blame her for doing a little bit of grammar issues? I guess she's enraged. She's physically shaking and raged because this pig is scared to pick up the phone.
As if somehow that would make it safer. Like,
yeah, have she not heard telemarketers?
Yeah, I should have done an AI voice.
Yeah, I should have been a Nigerian prince's last descendant trying to ship off the money somewhere.
Yeah. And then she says, and then her last message before she deleted me, like I got screenshots in. I didn't say anything back.
Didn't you block her
more
first?
justified, but no, she blocked me.
Nah, rip.
I was considering, like, what do I even say to all this? So her last message was, "Imagine if you had a period. You'd be crying and so sensitive."
Jesus.
But how is that related?
No relevance. Oh, so I guess out of this.
So that's my online dating experience for the week. This segment will be any kind of online dating experiences, whether it's me, something a long time ago, or other people. But
I felt
that was a crazy one.
We should call it just the segment "Darcy's a pig," and then just do more of Darcy gaslighting people. And yeah, I think
fair.
We'll be able to fill that one up.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, is gaslight the viewers into making me seem like a reasonable person.
I don't think it's going well. I don't think it's going well early. Anyway, my second favorite segment. Actually, I don't know. I love this one. This is probably, I just love watching movies, you know. So we've got our movie first date that we're going to work through and analyze and see if it's something that, you know, we would have enjoyed or if it's realistic even. So basically, you've got Pearl Harbor. It's a great movie, great little sort of fantasy rom-com. Everyone knows Pearl Harbor didn't happen. Actually, no. Maybe Pearl Harbor happened and this love triangle didn't happen. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, it's a real place. It's just whether the events happened.
And I've seen the footage of it. I look, and the flags are blowing. They shouldn't be blowing.
They didn't have color back then. I just did.
Anyway, Jesus, might get in trouble for that one. So basically, there's two first dates here because it's a love triangle. So there's the first date with Ben Affleck, and basically they have like a hoist, and on the side of a battleship. So it's sort of like a hoist is like window cleaners on skyscrapers, basically like that on the side of a battleship, and he's put all lights on it. Bit of champagne, and so they've had to get on a boat to get there, and then they get on it, and then they pull it up halfway, and admittedly, looks incredible. Is it realistic? No. How are you even getting access to this? This is like there has to be some security issues.
Yeah, health and safety.
Yeah,
They're not strapped in, and they're like tens of meters above the water
yeah, 100%. And
at night.
at night, yeah, night in the water, and you're drinking near the water.
Yeah, you're
That's-
drinking, you're
oh.
full clothes, you fall in the water, you're being pulled under.
Yeah, this is the
Probably by a
40s.
shark.
This is when freestyle was the only style. Like swimming was not the strength of anyone back then. So I think that's.
I don't think he had clearance. I think he's just stuck the voice on this boat and just hope for the best.
That would be
no
even
security
harder.
cameras back then.
We can neither confirm nor deny. But to be honest, that one I'm not too mad about. So the real first date I have real beef with is obviously once poor Ben Affleck dies. Spoiler alert. And then the first date with Josh Hartnett. So he basically not only does he steal Ben Affleck's girl, he steals a fighter plane and puts her in the cockpit with him, and then takes off into the sunset. And basically, he's stolen a weapon, and there's no way he's got. I don't know how he's got clearance to just get on the runway and get the hell out of there, but it just does not feel safe or at all legal.
Yeah, and one of the things while he's flying her up there, one, he doesn't have her strapped in, which is insane
You're
for
obsessed with
for
strapping in.
a fighter jet. And the second one is she only states one boundary when she's on that. She says, "Oh, I went did flights with my dad or whatever, but he did this thing called I'm not sure what it is." And then he's like, "Oh, barrel roll." She's like, "Yeah, that's the only thing I don't want to do." And then he does a barrel roll with her not strapped in, which probably would have ended up with her head hitting the ceiling. But
Yeah, just
somehow
cockpit.
he's pretty damn strong, so he's held her in and holding the steering wheel. And yeah, her one boundary he violates almost immediately.
Oh, he's actually maybe me and Josh Hartnett would get on all right. The boundaries are made to be pushed, bro. You got to test it out early on a first date. Basically, I just want a quick rating. Ben Affleck. What do you reckon of the hoist on the side of the battleship out of 10?
I think safety, clearance, and everything aside, I would say a 7.
It's pretty elite. I'd actually go.
Yeah, actually, I'd say an 8. I'd say an 8.
Yeah, I'd probably go an 8.5. I reckon. So that'd be
The
hard
only
one
thing
to
is the
top.
safety. It's not a huge hoist. So, like, it was bigger, a picnic, whatever, but
Yeah.
it was so small that he accidentally hits the lever and it falls into the water. So,
But like, it's the 40s, man. It's when natural selection is just in full swing, Yeah, obviously. And then the Josh Hartnett first date. What do you reckon out of 10?
I would say that one, it's a once in a lifetime experience. To be fair, she'd already been on planes, so it's not really a once in a lifetime. And I guess if she's into that, it's super exciting. But it's not something you can really talk too much. You can't be focused on crashing.
Scary you'd be scared shitless.
I would say I'd be terrified.
Barrel rolls and shit.
I would say, especially not strapping her in, the
Crossing
dangers,
boundaries
and
as
legalities.
well.
I'd say a 3. I would
Yeah.
say it's not a very good
I'm
date.
honestly saying 2. Plus, like, they could get shot down or something because technically they're in it's a licensed plane, but they're flying it around illegally.
Was this after the attack on Pearl Harbor?
Oh my
Before?
god, no! Imagine. Oh wait, no, definitely was. It was before. That would be hilarious.
Right.
So they technically weren't at war.
They could have been shot at while they're in Pearl Harbor. Could have happened while they're on this plane.
She's just fighting with them. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's our ratings for this week's dates, movie dates, and we want to highlight what lessons we've learnt today. And
If you have any suggestions for movie dates, make sure to send a message to the trust.us.network on Instagram, and we'll consider it for the next episode.
keyword considerate. Then we've got our what not to do on a date. I think this one's pretty obvious. It's obviously don't buy an extra round if you know the round's not going to circle back. If it's last call and it's your round, she's like, "Oh, should we get another round?" It's a no. Financially, that's a big burden to wear. So yeah, save that money.
Sometimes you need to know when to call them for date. Like sometimes you're like, we've had our fun, even on a good date.
Mm.
Sometimes it's like, well, is it worth buying this extra round? And then, um, like you just get a bit more of the date. Whereas you go on a second date, and
Yeah.
then you reset.
Oh yeah, actually, good play on
However,
words. You can just say, "Oh, I'll get one next date." Yeah.
yeah, I use that one a lot. I'll
Oh,
get it
do ya?
next time.
And you're famous for second dates, aren't you?
Oh, brilliant, Adam. So, so my what to do in a date would be to play on that. It's to get them to buy the first round, so you don't have this conundrum. So, because 4 drinks on a date is usually too many. It's not many dates where you go to 4. Sometimes you do, but
Mm.
3 is a kind of a good number. 2 or 3. If they get the first round and you're ending on 3, you're winning. You basically got a free drink.
Go back to the start. How are you getting them to pay for the first one? Aren't you feeling compelled as a gentleman to? Well, I guess maybe that's where we differ.
I am, but I respect women that they have the autonomy to choose to pay. And these days, a lot of girls want to feel like they're equals and everything. So I've had plenty of times where the girl will pull out a card and stuff. Even when I say I'm happy to pay, they will slap it down and pay. And then I'll usually say I'll get the next one, but then I'll just steal their card out of their bag and pay with that.
While
But
they're in the
that's
toilet.
aside.
I got these.
Oh, it's the same card. That's crazy.
I just can't
What was your
believe
pin?
how weak is your hand that you like when you go out to pay, they literally just tap it and you're like, oh well, I tried.
The thing is, it generally makes some girl. You got to read the room a little bit. Sometimes they're just doing the play because they want you to pay. They're really happy.
Ideally,
paying
that's
that case.
all I want.
But sometimes they almost get offended. It's almost like a test to see whether the man's ego can take the hit of not paying.
I think the test is if you can offend them. I think the girls are just waiting for
There's
it.
a lot of ways to offend. You either don't pay and then they're offended you should have paid, or you do pay and they're offended that your masculinity couldn't let them pay. It's a tough situation.
It's a fine line.
So that's why the best solution, when you're not sure, is do the one that costs you less.
Do the one that costs you that. Oh, I had a date like this when I was like, would have been like 18. So I was like very fresh. And she was like mid-20s. I don't think she realized that how young I was until on the date. And we're like, oh shit. Because obviously you meet them at a nightclub back in the day. So like I was at uni. I wasn't working much. I had like, what did I have? I had like $70 in my account. And then like the dinner and drinks came to like 85. And I'm like, I actually can't afford to pay for this. And then she's like, oh, should I just get the drinks and you just get dinner? And I was like, I wanted to say no, but because I hesitated when old mate went to give me the full bill, she just knew something was up. And so she was like, oh, I'll get the drinks. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like I couldn't have afforded it. It would have been so embarrassing. Oh, but I still managed to embarrass myself and not get a second date.
Yeah, that's expected, I guess.
I was like 6 years younger.
Because you're 18. And that's what happens these days too. But that is a good point for dinner. A good way of splitting it is one person gets dinner and then the other person gets drinks after.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's pretty fair. Oh well,
Dinner's usually more, but
yeah, that's why. Oh, you're the one being like, yeah, I'll get a drink.
To be fair, no, I usually do get the dinner.
Let's test your feminism.
Dinner dates.
You get the dinner, won't you? So I think we actually learnt a fair bit today. Do you reckon we've taught some lessons?
I think so. I think people can go out into the dating world and have a lot more success than they did yesterday.
When you get serious, you just sound so lame.
I was sorry. I was just reading the line my lawyer sent me.
I have to. It's part of the closed captions. Closed captions, no. T's and C's, you have to say. Yeah. Well, obviously, you know what to do, people. We haven't really got a closing segment for this, so yeah, just get dating, get some stories for us, do it for the plot.
make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify or on Apple Podcast. We're trying to get them up. We're still pretty low compared to who's listening. So please, I'll do anything. I'll do absolutely anything.
He'll go on a
if
first
you
date
give
with
it
you.
5 stars.
And he'll let you pay for
I
it
will.
all.
Yeah, I will. And I'll never see you again.
On that note, 5 stars, please. Like, subscribe.